this time, using a cat sitting service to come check on the cat called Meowtel. But this is the first time I've ever done that, and I feel really weird leaving the cat here for a week. Wish me luck. I think we're starting season 6. 6!
There's always a little tug in your heart when you hand your cat off to someone new, even if they came highly recommended. Leaving this morning was kind of tough. Penny gave me that look, that half trust and half "don't you forget about me" look. As the door closed behind me this morning, I felt that mix of concern and, faith that comes with trying something new for the first time. I kept telling myself, she'll be fine. She's a cat. Right? Well, there's also this undercurrent of excitement today. This is the start of season 6 in my 25th state. Halfway through the 50 at 60 journey, halfway through an idea that turned into something, much bigger than a checklist. It feels kind of surreal. I landed in Washington, D.C. just for convenience. We grabbed the keys to a rental car, rolled the windows down, and started chasing light again. And now here I am, driving towards St. Michael's, Maryland, a waterside town that most people know for crab cakes, sailboats, and summer weekends. But November has its own quiet charm. The crowds thin out, the bay settles into a softer rhythm, and you get to hear the place breathe a bit. A new season, a new state, and some new stories. And somewhere in the quiet of my apartment, Penny is adjusting to her temporary companion. I can almost picture her perched at the window, tail flicking, waiting for the sound of my footsteps. That kind of stays with me, even as the road ahead pulls me into a new chapter. Welcome to St. Michael's, Maryland.
Look at this cute little town, man.
The destination is on your right. Arrived.
Cool. I'm in St. Michael's, Maryland. I think I have a little bit of a cold. It's dark, it's cold, and I'm traveling. Just arrived in this little town called St. Michael. Again, it's in Maryland. I wanted to stay at a little small town that had like a harbor, and definitely found it. Yeah, it's just a nice little place here called the Wild. What the hell's the name of it again? Hold on. It's called the Wild Set in St. Michael's. Again, there's a harbor in the town here. There's a harbor museum. Again, I don't even know if this is, I think it's off season now, but I'm gonna do some exploring tomorrow. Gonna get an early dinner. I think the place closes at 9. Get settled in. I hope my cat's doing well. The girl's supposed to be seeing her shortly, about 8 or 10 minutes, so I'll hopefully get some positive feedback on that. That's it. basically a day of travel. I'll see you in the morning.
Morning came earlier than I wanted, and it brought the same cough and cold that I've been trying to shake for days. In the mirror, well, it confirmed what I felt. A rough night, and a rough hair to prove it. I can't believe I share these images. Anyway, I sat there flipping through the pamphlets and notes that I brought with me, scripts and people to interview, none of which I followed. Anyway, the kind of reading you tell yourself you'll dive into, but, well, honestly, none of it was hitting. Yeah, maybe it was the fog in my head. Maybe it was just the morning. I made the executive decision to find something simple, a croissant, a piece of quiche, a little quiet breakfast place to start the day. As I wandered through town afterwards, the storefronts started to warm me up a little bit more than the coffee did, actually. What a cute little town. It's funny how these little shops, the antique signs, the soft light inside, the way the owners set up their windows, they can tell you more about a place than really any pamphlet ever could. Well, after a little stroll through town, I ended up heading down to the harbor again. Even in November, there's something about the Chesapeake area that kind of pulls you in. The boats resting for the season, the subtle movement of water, the kind of calm that makes you breathe a little deeper, even with a cold. And that's where I turned the camera back on, right here at the harbor.
Been struggling as to how I'm gonna, those ducks are fighting now. These ducks were, I've never seen so many ducks resting on a bank before. There's like a good 24 mallards over there. They're fighting. Yeah, again, I've been kind of struggling here. I've got a little bit of a cold going on, which I'm trying to get rid of. I'm a mess, basically. Again, I'm struggling with how I'm going to format today, or how I'm going to tell today's story. This might come across as effortless, some of these stories, but they're not. For me, I think the easiest part for me is taking the piles of, half-assed footage and meanderings of me kind of crafting a watchable story. Sometimes it actually surprises me how I take a whole, just basically pile of rubbish and create something out of it. The part I struggle with sometimes is when I'm out here and I realize if I don't capture something, then I've got nothing. Not exactly profound, but what I think I'm going to do today, this is my plan anyway. I wasn't really going to record much of me because I look a mess. My voice is awful because I'm sick. I've got a nice scenic drive planned with a few bullet point places to stay. I may do that and do a little bit more visual collection of the journey and maybe craft some, stuff in post, some voiceover stuff to help tell that narrative of where I was, a little bit about each place. Kind of do that sort of a vlog. That's the plan anyway. I don't think I'll be recording a lot of myself today. Maybe on the next one. Plus my arm's getting tired. Anyway, let's go in the information center, see if there's any pamphlets I can get. We'll get back to the room, load up a few things, and we'll take a little tour today.
I have another idea. I said I wasn't going to record to the camera because I look awful today, but think we're doing it anyway. Started thinking, what am I going to do today? And I had all these, I just took my morning walk with my coffee and journaled this morning. I had all these ideas, and I was pretty set on like, okay, well, I wrote down all these places to go based on a book that I have of scenic drives. And I was going to go up to Chesapeake Bay or Chesapeake City, drive south. There's a few towns that it mentioned. And I'm like, what am I doing? I love these maps, by the way. They're never really to scale, but this is where I am. I'm in St. Michael's here. If you see the reverse of this, this is my little town, and I'm staying somewhere in here. And I walked down here. That's where the ducks were this morning. There's a harbor I want to fly the drone around. There's another little cool town called Oxford I was talking to somebody about. So that's this town. Now, over here, that's right here. And I've got all this area to explore. All this fun stuff going on. Boats and everything. Yeah, I think I'm just going to explore down here. Why am I going to drive so far? Just do a little bit of in-depth travel where I am right now. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm eventually going to get rid of this cold. Let's go see what we can find.
I saw new colors on the sea. The tide drew us into a dream. As stars set fires across the deep, your eyes lit up the depths of me. And you are my morning light. You wake my heart to life, and you shine like summer skies. You light up my darkest night.
So I just took my maiden voyage with the new drone, and a couple things. One, it's a lot smaller and plasticky than my other drone. This is the DJI, what is it now? The Mini 4 Pro. Very small. The controller I have, you don't need to use the iPhone or the phone. It's got a screen built in. This thing's been out for like a year. One thing is it's nice and lighter. I hear the image quality is it's just as good, if not better, than obviously my my Air 2, whatever one that I had, Mavic Air or something. Again, it's way quieter. I'm in a kind of a little sleepy town now, a little off-season action going on, and I just did, again, my maiden voyage. Didn't do anything epic. I went clear up to as high as I could go, flew it around a little bit. I'll put a little bit of that to music if it even makes sense. Gigi is sending me pictures of my cat now. I'm very excited. I guess she's doing pretty well. I changed the scheduling. I canceled Saturday. Denise is going to go hang out with her, and then I'm going to, or then I added Thursday and Friday, and then she's checking in on her today as well. A lot of cat pictures coming in. I got to check it out. Anyway, we're going to go do some more drone flying today. I think it's going to be part of the subject today. Let's see what I can do with this thing without crashing it. It's like 8 o'clock at night, and I hear some geese flying overhead. It's kind of a strange time to hear geese, but so I'm attempting to use this action cam again in this, I can't remember what they call it, starlight setting, something like that. I'm heading out to dinner. Didn't record too much today. Parsonage Inn bed and breakfast. Oh, that's pretty too. I love the lighting. Again, I'm here. It's really off season. I've walked this street a couple of times. I think I've been the only person I've ever seen walking out here during the day or night. I ate in there last night. It was pretty expensive. I had a mushroom soup. No, it was a crab bisque. And then I had, they called it smoked chicken. It's basically half a chicken and nothing else. A little pricey. Anyway, there's an Italian place up here. I think I'm gonna grab a bite to eat tonight. They say in the summer it's hopping here. But right now, I don't know. You think with the fall and everything. Okay, getting back to the waterfowl stuff. So I went to this. I'll probably do a really, I promise, really quick voiceover about where I went today and this waterfowl festival of sorts. Talk about that real quick and then we'll come back to me.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. This video's way too long.
There's a place that's open over there. There's a saloon to the left. Everybody's watching me vlog. What a dork. It's the place I think I'm going to go to, this Limoncello.
So I just want to mention it again. This is the first time I had ever used this service called Meowtel. And as this is really not an ad, it's just a personal recommendation to check it out if you're interested. But Meowtel has a collection of people who are vetted and basically love cats. And I was really looking for somebody to watch my cat. And this was the solution, so I was pretty happy that it worked out. Here's a few images that she sent me. They have a really cool app where they can send you photos and videos and little notes for updates on your furry little friend. Anyway, check them out if you're interested. We're almost done with the story here. What a cute little place here. I felt like I had the whole town to myself.
I'm really not sure what's going on here. The Christmas ducks with the emperor penguins. Sorry if this has been a boring day here. It's been really just a day of me goofing off, driving around, doing some drone flying, and looking for birds that I didn't find. Really just enjoying this little town. Just easing into this trip. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Hopefully this footage looks good. The audio is not too bad. And you saw a little bit of this cute little town called St. Michael's in Maryland. It's on the Chesapeake Bay side, which is the west side of Maryland. And that's all I got. I'll see you in the morning. We'll do a little more drone flying in the harbor.